All right, boys, we are back with another one. I'm excited for this one. This one gets me excited. We'll have a lot to talk about here. Got my boy JC Navata, Jackson Smith. Before we start, I do want to say, JC, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. JC typically is one of our stronger drafters in the league year in, year out. Always has a good team, playoff contending team. This year, I don't know if I can say the same. And he went with a different approach in this draft. And we're going to let him defend himself in the chat, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on what he went with here. So he goes quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, running back, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, wide receiver, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas, tight end, Tucker Kraft. At flex, he has Jordan Mason, Matthew Golden. And then on the bench, he's got Tootin, Keaton Mitchell, Rashee Rice, Rashad Bateman, Josh Downs, Demario Douglas. Okay, where do I begin? So, some first thoughts. I'll start with the strength of this team, which is pretty obvious. It is the number one, number two receiver. So he did not fuck those picks up. I do like Nico Collins as his first pick. And then he came back around and took Brian Thomas. So two very strong picks. I know Nico had some injury issues last year, but he is the guy on the team, so I'm not too concerned with Nico. I like him in the first round. I got to put my shit on Do Not Disturb. There we go. And then Brian Thomas, who came on very strong. So that is one of those rare cases where rookie wide receiver was amazing immediately and ended up placing top 4 in the league. So that's kind of the route he took this year. So the weaknesses on his team, unfortunately to me, is the rest of the lineup. He's going to need Mahomes to have a little bit of a renaissance. 8th place, 11th place finish is not going to cut it, especially when you're lacking in other areas, especially at tight end and flex. The two running back options, again, rookies, intriguing. So if they can end up taking over starting majority of the red zone reps, this team could get a lot better. But is that going to happen from the start? Is that going to happen at all? How do we know that these guys are going to be the red zone guys, that they're going to get the ball on the goal line? So two guys that we just don't know what they're going to be yet. So very risky to have that as your 1-2, two rookies at running back. And then when you look at this team, you would think maybe he's a little bit weaker at certain spots because he got a good tight end. Nope, he didn't really do that either. He's going with Tucker Kraft. I don't feel great about that. I think that's one of the weaknesses on the team. And then at the flex, he has Jordan Mason, who is definitely in the 50-50 backfield here, has not proven anything yet, which I think is a sketchy pick, probably a bench player, more of a handcuff guy. And then Matthew Golden, again, with Packers receivers, I mean, ever since Rodgers' departure, Jordan Love, they just have not been able to have a clear number one receiver that can score consistent touchdowns for them. So, I mean, it's a lot of risk all over the board with this lineup. And then you come down to the bench, and that's where he's banking on his Rashee Rice to come back and be ready to go with that stack. So, I mean, you do plug Rashee Rice in here. You take away Mason. The lineup obviously gets better. But outside of Rashee Rice, not really anyone playable besides maybe Josh Downs. And we're going to see how good Daniel Jones really is to see if he's even going to be playable at all for the time being. I mean, I don't know if you've played Jordan Mason or Josh Downs to start. But the funny thing about this team is once Rashee Rice comes back, and if he can rally off a few wins and these rookies pan out, we could be saying something completely different at the end of the day. Like, this team could do a complete 180 and actually end up being very good. But I just think that there's too much risk at the start for me to say that this is any good of a team. So, yeah, unfortunately with this one, I'm going to have to go I don't have my notes app up. I'm putting JC in the dog shit category with this one. I mean, I don't really know what he was doing. But hopefully those rookies pan out.